lover's got humor. He's the giggle at a funeral, knows everybody's disapproval. I should have worshipped him sooner. If the heavens ever did speak, he's the last pure mouthpiece. Every Sunday's getting more bleak, a new poison every week. We were born sick, I heard them say. My church offers no absolutes. He says worship in the bedroom. The only heaven I'll be sent to is when I'm alone with you. I was born sick, but I love it. Command me to be well. Amen. 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 Take me to church. I will worship like a dog at the shrine of your lies. I'll tell you my sins and you can sharpen your knife. Offer me that deathless death. Good God, let me give you my life. Take me to church. I'll worship like a dog at the shrine of your lies. I'll tell you my sins and you can sharpen your knife. Offer me that deathless death. Good God, let me give you my life. If I'm a pagan of the good times, my love is the sunlight to keep the God on my side. He demands a sacrifice to drain a whole sea. Get something shiny, something meaty for the main course. There's a fine-looking high horse. What you got in the stable? We've got a starving faithful. That looks tasty, that looks plenty. This is hungry work. Take me to church. I'll worship like a god at the shrine of your lies. I'll tell you my sins and you can sharpen your knife. Offer me that deathless death. Good God, let me give you my life. Take me to church. Oh, at the shrine of your lies. I'll tell you my sins and you can sharpen your knife. Offer me that deathless death. Good God, let me give you my life. No masters or kings when the ritual begins. There is no sweeter innocence than our gentle sin. In the madness and the soil of that sad earthly scene, only then am I human, only then am I clean. Take me to church. I'll worship like a dog at the shrine of your lies. I'll tell you my sins and you can sharpen your knife. Offer me that deathless death. Good God, let me give you my life. Take me to church at the shrine of your lies. Oh, you can sharpen your knife. Offer me that deathless death. Good God, let me give you my life. Amen. Amen. Amen.
You are an old man who thinks in terms of nations and peoples. There are no nations. There are no peoples. There are no Russians. There are no Arabs. There are no third worlds. There is no West. There is only one holistic system of systems. One vast and immane, interwoven, interacting, multivariate, multinational dominion of dollars. Petrodollars, electrodollars, multi-dollars, Reichmarks, Rins, rubles, pounds, and shekels. It is the international system of currency which determines the totality of life on this planet. That is the natural order of things today.
All right, folks, how are we doing tonight? How are we doing? People in the chat. Well, there's two people in the chat right now, but they're like, "Oh, there's night waves going on and Ralph retorts going on," and I'm sure they are. And you can definitely check those out if you want. I don't know. I'm just here. You know, had my physical therapy tonight, so I didn't go to work. And, you know, I'm sitting here. Decided to go do a stream. Chat with you fine folks on the interwebs. Although I should have done it sooner. I think there's as much people out tonight. Christian in the chat asks, serious question, do you think Forney is right? Oh, pardon me. Do you think Forney is right about Hispanics shifting rightward? And will we see a red California in our lifetime, and will Texas stay blue? I mean, they're not blue yet. A lot of people think they're going that way. But I don't know. I don't know. I couldn't tell you. I definitely see that argument. But there's definitely swaths of Hispanics that go right. I mean, obviously Cubans are the famous examples. Surprisingly high number of Puerto Ricans go rightward, which I would not have thought, because there's a lot of Puerto Ricans around me, and at least most of the ones that are in Lancaster County are usually garbage. So I don't know I don't know where that is, but I've heard numbers that say the opposite. So he says, does PA look like it's going red? I think it's going red. It's so hard to tell, though. I've seen... It's weird. Like, I've seen more Biden signs than I would think, and they're all in, like, reasonably well-to-do white fucking boomer homes. And yet I see fucking Latinos for Trump signs. So I guess again, Puerto Ricans maybe are going further red. My personal anecdotal experience with them aside. I don't know, dude. I don't know. This is a weird fucking election cycle. You know, this whole Hunter Biden story should be the death of that campaign, but I've never seen a more concerted effort to bury a story in my lifetime. Maybe there have been better efforts to bury stories, and I wasn't aware of them because the story was just that well buried. But this is remarkable, man. So he says, boomers pay attention to the TV box. I guess that's what it is. I mean, 15 years ago, I watched tons of fucking TV. And I was a politics junkie, and I watched a lot of Fox News. Hell, I watched a lot of MSNBC. You know, because again, I've never been totally in line with the right. Certainly not the fucking neocons. So, you know, I like to listen to both sides, kind of try and get two different perspectives on things. But I don't watch fucking mainstream legacy media, corporate media anymore. Fuck no. Not Fox News or fucking MS. Oh, well, Fox is okay. No, Tucker's all right. The rest of that network can eat a dick. But yeah, I've never seen such a concerted effort. And with all the social media in on it, I tell you what should happen, what needs to happen. I'm not holding my breath that it will. But assuming Trump gets reelected, assuming he gets the House and Senate, which may be possible. We may be sitting on the cusp of a red wave even. He needs to bring the fucking social media companies to heel. And I know all these fucking right-wing cucks want to come at me with all this bullshit about it's a private company and all that kind of shit. And look, you ain't gonna find a more Ron Paul-like motherfucker out there than me. I'm very, very sympathetic to the free market arguments and all that other shit. But not to the point of suicide. Alright? I'm not gonna throw myself on the fucking altar of the free market and let it take my heart out. Not that much. It's just generally how economics tends to work best, okay? It's not something I worship. So all this bullshit from these people about, oh, we can't do it, it's a private company and all. I mean, there's plenty of reasons that you can. And frankly, just shut the fuck up, okay? Stop telling me about all the reasons you can't and start thinking up reasons you can. All right? You know, and again, I'm not saying that they are going to do this. Trust me, I don't necessarily believe they are going to do this. But they should, and really they need to. So, well, I mean, we'll see. I don't know what the fuck's going to happen, guys. This is so weird. Such a weird fucking election cycle. I just... I don't know. And all this bullshit, oh, okay, it's a private company. Yeah, apparently you can tell fucking private companies how many... You tell private companies that they have to make people wear stupid fucking masks in their store, so... And there's already existing laws. Forney has pointed out before the Supreme Court case that, you know, what is it, March v. Alabama? You know, the more a company has the monopoly on the means in which speech takes place, the more they have to respect free speech. And there's also existing laws that say the more you open yourself up to the public, the more you become like a public space. Those precedents say, you know, when applied to the situation, they say that Twitter can't fucking pick and choose what news stories are allowed on there. And frankly, and I contend, and you know, you get the free speech warriors like, oh, I'm going to start up Gab. Gab's a fucking joke. And the person that started it up is a fucking joke. Tell about free speech. Until he ran across speech he didn't like, and then that shit went out the fucking window. Now, we don't allow hentai on here. Because fucking drawing. It's obscene. Porn isn't free speech. Flag burning isn't free speech. Again, Torba said that even. I mean, I shouldn't say I get the porn thing, because the porn isn't free speech is a fucking retarded argument. But I understand that a lot of edgy fucking trads like to have that argument. But flag burning's not free speech? How fucking boomer can you get? So, I don't know. I don't know where the fuck this is going, dude. I was very, very certain of Trump's victory in 2016. I'm pretty certain of Trump's victory in 2020. That's definitely where I'd put money if I was going to put money down on it. But I wouldn't put a lot of money down on it. It's just such a fucking weird... It's just so weird. Like, the story arc, for lack of a better term, of 2016, while it was one we hadn't seen in a modern presidential election cycle, it was still a pretty predictable story arc. This one, though, it's all over the fucking place. There's so much weird shit, like... Do y'all know this guy JMK? You probably don't, and in all fairness, you shouldn't. But John Michael Kelly, he's some spurg from Gamergate, right? He recently got... I kind of stumbled across him because he was sticking his nose into the PPP versus Ralph drama, being a big old fucking spurg. And he's fucking hilarious. And I looked back, I did a little shitty fucking amateur internet research on him, and he's an interesting fucking spurg. It's an interesting case of just a guy that will never fucking learn. But he was one of the Gamergate spurgs, never could get along with anybody, always would have some moral crusade on a high horse with a point nobody fucking got most of the time. And just a little insufferable shit. You know the types. It's most of these fuckers when you get right down to it. he doesn't really give a fuck about any positions. He just wants to argue with people on Twitter. He wants to feel morally superior. He wants to do all that kind of shit, right? Well, this guy has been such a fucking spurg on all these moral crusades issues. He's one of the guys that calls Ralph a pedo for banging an 18-year-old, or said that like lolly and like hentai, where the character looks underage or is underage or whatever, it should be illegal. Now, I take the position it shouldn't, because, you know, it's fucking lines on paper. Child porn is illegal because the act of filming it is a crime. It's the rape of a child. The act of purchasing it is to commission a crime, which is also illegal. So that is why I will firmly say that doesn't fall under free speech. But fucking hentai and lolly or whatever, that's just lines on paper. And I do think that the moment the government can tell me what I'm allowed to draw is the moment we've lost free speech. Now, look, you may disagree with it because you take such a firm anti-child porn stance, whatever, I get that. But the point is, he was going all this spurgy shit about, like, oh, well, if you take the libertarian stance about free speech, you must be a secret pedo. Then it comes out that his one internet buddy is all about fucking lolly and shit like that. And he's like, well, I've softened my position, because he's a fucking hypocrite. But anyways, I point all this out because he's the hardcore, like, free speech doesn't include obscenity kind of guy. I think he's trad Catholic. I could be wrong on that, but he definitely has those vibes. I don't know, maybe he's Orthodox. Maybe he's just a fucking Protestant with autism. I don't know. But he's definitely Christian, definitely trad, you know, moral crusading faggot. I say all that to say this. The motherfucker came out and endorsed Biden the other day. This hardcore pro-life, anti-degeneracy guy endorses the fucking pro-abortion, anti-white, anti-Christian candidate that likely fucking molests children. And again, somebody in the chat who is, again, John Michael Kelly is the name of this YouTuber. And again, if you don't know him, don't worry about it. You don't need to know him. He's some spurg. He's mildly interesting. We might do a spotlight on him at some point on here. Maybe stream snipes him from some shit. But it doesn't really matter. Point is, though, this guy's coming out here. This hardcore moral crusading fucking trad right guy is endorsing Biden. It's so weird, is my... Like, fucking... Now, okay, this one I get a little bit more. But Richard Spencer is wholeheartedly endorsing Biden. Now, that one I get a little bit more because his fucking Fed handlers are telling him to. I don't quite get the John Michael Kelly thing. I'm pretty sure he's not on the fucking Fed payroll because he doesn't matter enough. Who knows? Maybe the fucking deep state's that fucking desperate for operatives that they've reached out to John Michael Kelly. Hey, can you spurg about how you're riding with Biden on the fucking Twitters? We'll get some young people to vote for us. Who knows? Who knows the evil fucking, and I do stress evil, fucking boomers that run the CIA now. Who the fuck knows what they're doing? And the other big thing, the biggest X factor to me, is the mail-in shit. It's just they're obviously going. They're already doing it, committing fraud. They're going to try and steal shit. I don't know. I don't know. That's the big X factor to me. That's the big, if Trump is to win, he needs to win by a decisive fucking margin, and I don't know. Christian says, if the Protect the Children Brigade had their way, they will make the anti-child exploitation, I think he meant to say, it looks like exploration, but exploitation, the new drug war, and likewise it will have the same consequences. Again, everybody got all upset about Cuties a couple months ago, and I get it. Those actors probably shouldn't have been doing that. Regardless of the actual message or quality of the movie, it's questionable as to whether or not, actors that young should be performing those kind of roles. Fine. that doesn't inherently make it a pro-pedo movie. I don't even know what the fucking message of the movie is. I had no interest in seeing it. But you got to remember, these are the same people that came out and spurged about Big Mouth a couple years ago. You know, which is a fucking project that features no children in the production of it. I mean, it's about children, but it's also about children that are going through puberty and thus are, you know, having these thoughts like kids in puberty do. Like, I'm sorry, maybe you'll call me a pedo for saying this, but news fucking flash, 13-year-olds are horny. I don't know if you knew this. I don't know if you remember being fucking 13, but when I was 13, I was jacking off once a day, and that was just to keep my head clear, okay? That was a busy day. So, yeah, they definitely spurg out about it to the point where everybody just burns out, and they're not focusing on anything that fucking matters, right? There's actual child trafficking fucking rings that are, to the credit of the Trump administration, getting fucking dismantled, despite the very uncooperative fucking government under him. Somebody in the chat says, Catholic Democrats truly a strange creature. I know, I'm from their town. I mean, Catholic Democrats aren't a very rare creature. Let's put it that way. Honestly, Catholics are all Democrats. When you get right down to it, Catholics are all Democrats. Some of them are quote-unquote Republicans because they really feel strongly about the abortion thing, you know, and they're fucking Puritans about sex and that kind of crap. You know, a bunch of moral crusading shit. Some of them wander over to the Republican side. But at their heart of hearts, they're all Democrats because the Democrats are all a bunch of fucking big government assholes. You know, and I'm sorry, that's Catholicism. Sorry to tell you. You know, even the ones that are hard, quote unquote, right wing, they just sound like Democrats that hate fags. The Democrats that want to ban abortion and hate fags. That's what quote unquote right wing Catholics are, in my humble experience. Christian says, I'll stand by my monarchist stand. Again, that's retarded. I'm sorry, dude, that's retarded. Okay, what happens when I'm king, Christian? When somehow through some bizarre fluke, and Lord knows 2020's been fucking bizarre, so don't roll it out, I am now king of North America. Well, guess what? Maybe I decide there ain't no fucking Catholic churches around anymore. Maybe we're going to have the official state church. It's just going to be that typical non-denominational fucking semi-evangelical shit where they play guitar in the worship service. That's church now. That's all the church. That's all the churches now, okay? No more worshiping Mary. No more lighting your gay candles. None of that shit no more, all right? On the plus side, the guy giving the sermon probably won't have fucked a 10-year-old boy recently, so there'll be that going for it. Yes, no more Amish either. Well, that's day one. That probably we're taking care of before we take our first fucking lunch break. You know, so yeah, a monarchy's great until the king's deciding you can't do it, until the king says the stuff you don't like. But it's okay. I have unless you're a hot redhead and it's in the bedroom, and I have no interest in anybody calling me king. And even then, frankly, I kind of prefer the opposite dynamic there. But, you know, hey, sometimes that hot redhead's a subby, and you could rise to the occasion. Funnier than King Ralph starring John Goodman. It would be much funnier. But yeah, that's church now. Okay, church is just bare bones. And you know what? The one difference though, church is at noon. No, nobody's getting up early for church anymore. That's fucking stupid. It's a day of rest. Church is at noon. So he says, "How do I feel about Misty being underage?" Well, that show's been on for like 30 fucking years now, ain't it? So I don't. Is she still underage? I would think not. Wolfwind Prepper says, "I'm a redhead, but I don't think I'm the kind you want." Probably not. A redhead guy with cat ears. Well, no, that'd be Nick Fuentes if he was king. That'd be in his harem. I don't even know if he's into redheads, so I don't know if he is a sophisticated enough palate to enjoy redheads. I doubt it. So he says if Trump wins, he'll probably round up Antifa, which is good. If Biden wins, there'll likely be a civil war, which is more fun. I don't know, man. I don't know what's happening. King Beckloff has declared to the Amish, "Thou art abolished. Send me your daughters, the redheads." I don't know. I mean, I'm pretty sure an Amish woman spreading her pussy open would look like ripping a like opening up a grilled cheese sandwich. So he says Ash remains 10, Misty remains. Isn't Misty like 15 in that? Was it like Ash kind of getting with her or something? It's fucking little alpha. 10-year-old's wrangling up a 15-year-old chick. That's good for him. Fucking alpha as fuck. I don't know. I really haven't watched a lot of the fucking Pokemon cartoon. I think most of like the first and second season I saw. Christian says, honestly, all options suck now. I'm merely stating my ideal. Well, you heard it here first, folks. Christian's ideal is that Beckloff be king. I mean, I agree with you. It's So he says, since there's no more Saturday morning cartoons within the Sunday morning. No, actually, now that you mention it, there you go. I mean, I know TV's kind of dead, but I think, like, the one thing TV needs to bring back is Saturday morning cartoons. So we'll figure it out. We'll figure out a way to do it. I don't know. Saturday morning cartoons need to be a fucking thing. I found on YouTube some channel. I'd have to look up who did it, but he put up like retro Saturday morning cartoons, and it's literally like these 4-hour videos. And I assume he just taped it on a VCR. Back in my day, we used to just tape things with a VCR. But it's just this 4-hour block of like a random Saturday morning from like one of the networks. Like one of them was from like 1981, the other's from 1986 or something. It's fucking badass, man. It was great. I didn't realize remember the Burger King from the 2000s? Like the mascot? The really creepy motherfucking thing that Burger King did in the 2000s? I didn't realize they had done that years before. There was a Saturday morning from 81 I was watching. Had it on in the background while I was doing stuff over the weekend. And motherfucker, if it wasn't a Burger King commercial that had the Burger King in it. He didn't have the creepy mask. It was more just like an actor in that costume. But it was basically the same character design. It was interesting. I don't know. I find that weird shit fascinating. I mean, 81. I wouldn't even... I was -2 in 81. Okay? I was born in 83, so... But, yeah, weird shit. But no, I was watching some of the Saturday morning cartoons were the tits, man. So he says, when did Saturday morning cartoons go away? I remember them from when I was little. I want to say around the late 2000s is probably when the last of it died. I know Fox was still doing stuff well into the 2000s. Like doing their Fox box shit and stuff like that. There was like Sonic X was a big thing. Although it sucked. It fucking sucked. All the Sonic cartoons. except the one with Princess Sally sucked. Just so y'all know, just so we're clear on that. That'll be a royal decree when I'm king too. We're just gonna throw all the footage of all the other Sonic cartoons into the fucking fire, and then we'll just start doing the Princess Sally cartoon again. We'll just pick up after the last episode, put that back on. But there's also the TMNT cartoon that started in like '03, which is criminally underrated. That's like this weird fucking forgotten middle child in the Ninja Turtle franchise. Like, everyone remembers the '87 cartoon because obviously it was the first cartoon. It cemented most of the things we come to know about the Ninja Turtles. And then a lot of people look fondly, even adult fans of the franchise look fondly on the CGI 2012 Ninja Turtle cartoon. But everyone fucking forgets the '03 cartoon. And it was pretty fucking good. It leaned more heavily into the original Mirage comics as a source material. Try to kind of break away from some of the stuff in the '87 cartoon, but still really good. I didn't catch as much of it as I wanted to back then because I was already out of high school for like over a fucking year when that cartoon came on, and I'm sorry, I just wasn't getting up early on fucking Saturday. You know what I mean? But it was a pretty damn good cartoon. So he says the cable cartoon channels pretty much killed the Saturday morning block. I guess, but I mean, those, Cartoon Network came out in like '93 or some shit. So I mean, if you're gonna blame Cartoon Network and Nickelodeon for the death of Saturday morning cartoons, well, they sure took a good long fucking time. But yeah, the '03 Ninja Turtle cartoon is really solid. I still think I like the '87 cartoon more, but obviously that's the one I had as a kid, so I'm probably biased. I haven't caught all that much of the 2012 cartoon, so I can't really comment. What I have seen is good. I didn't like the character designs at first. Something about them, just the way the turtles' heads were shaped or something, just didn't sit right with me at first, but it grew on me. I mean, yeah, somebody says the switch to digital killed. I think in large part, I mean, now basically TV's dead. I mean, I joke about we should bring back Saturday morning cartoons, but I mean, a kid can just get up and watch fucking cartoons on Saturday morning, you know? What was some other cartoons? There was a cartoon called The Batman in the mid 2000s that was okay. It was not nearly as good as Batman the Animated Series, and it did a lot of things very differently, but it was okay. There was also a cartoon called Superman and the Legion of Superheroes that was on Saturday mornings on like Kids WB in the mid 2000s. That was originally going to be a spin-off of the Justice League stuff that was going on Cartoon Network, but it got, because there was an episode where Supergirl, Green Lantern, and Green Arrow all travel forward into the future, into the 30th century to hang out with the Legion of Superheroes, and Supergirl just remains behind. She just stays with them. And they were going to spin off to a Supergirl and the Legion of Superheroes show. And somewhere along the way, some executive was like, no, boys won't watch a show with a girl lead, so make it Superman. So they just had to completely rework it, make it its own thing, not tied into that, not in the same continuity. It was still back then. It was still the opposite of now. Now it's like, no, we're not allowed to have straight white men in a cartoon. But yeah, the Batman's pretty good. I mean, like I said, it's not any of the Bruce Timm cartoons, but it's solid. It's worth a watch if you like superhero cartoons. So he says, weren't there complaints from the Save the Children crowd, so they switched to educational stuff? A lot in the early 2000s, I remember NBC switched to quote-unquote educational cartoons. That might have been part of it. So I don't know. I know a lot of Saturday morning cartoons got a lot of shit back in the day. Oh, it's too violent, or like that's why so many like cartoons had to have like a PSA at the end because it was like they were forced to put some educational shit in it. Because kids just apparently not allowed to just have fun and watch G.I. Joe or something. So he says, I think NBC still does an hour of educational cartoons still. Boy, that's got to have like a viewership of 5 fucking people now, doesn't it? Like 5 kids that are just the weird kids nobody would want to hang out with. Fucking watching NBC's. Oh God, what were I think they were like this called? They were branded like Discovery Channel kids shows or something. They weren't even educational. Like there was one that was like a shark that just hung out with people on land, and then there was none that was like a mummy was hanging out with I think a black girl or something. First time I saw those back in the like, man, I had to. I was over at my girlfriend's house, and she had to actually go in. She worked at a fucking Arby's at times. She was like the lowest fucking assistant manager on there, and this was shortly out of high school. So I mean, we're both idiot, 20-year-olds don't know what the fuck to do with our life. 19 or 20, something like that, and it was just fucking snowy, sloppy fucking day. She had to go in the morning. So, she was used to walking everywhere the fuck she went. And this was within walking distance. It was like a block or 2 from her fucking house. Quarter mile, if that, And, like, she's fucking pestering me. It's like fucking 8 in the morning, and she's like, come on, drive me to work. I'm like, no, I don't want to fucking drive you to work. Because I always closed, at the fucking shitty fast food place I worked at. So I was on the night owl schedule. And I'm like, no. I was like, come on. I'm like, fine, shut you up. And I didn't have to work that day anyway, so I really didn't have an excuse. Like, oh, I gotta go to sleep for work. So like, fine. So I take her in, and there was like I don't know. I got some sort of breakfast thing there. And I'm sitting there just like eating it. And I'm never really hungry when I first wake up. I was trying to get myself kind of woken up a bit. So I'm sort of like picking at it. And they had a TV playing there. And it had these fucking NBC cartoons on. And I'm just looking at it. I'm like, what is this fucking garbage? Like, what the fuck is this? The animation was so shitty. So shitty. It's so ugly and jagged looking, but it looked like it was animated in fucking Flash. Like the frame rate and shit like that looked worse than most of the stuff I'd see on Newgrounds. And I'm like, this is what the fuck kids are watching now? We're all fucking doomed. Who's growing up watching this? Like, what kind of fucking monsters are they gonna become? What kind of fucked up people are they gonna become? And I don't know. I kind of feel like they became a lot of the SJWs, so maybe that's where we went wrong. So he said, would Arthur be an example? I remember Arthur books when I was a kid, but I think by the time it became a cartoon, I still watch cartoons, but I wasn't watching fucking PBS. I mean, I always assume stuff on PBS is for babies. Like, even as a kid, like... Again, I'm not trying to be like a dick about it, but like for preschool children, you know what I mean? Like Sesame Street shit. So if there's a cartoon on PBS, I just wasn't gonna fucking watch it. You know what I mean? I was never even gonna give it a chance. So he says modern cartoons are made now for soy boys and Tumblr users. Yeah, that's a real shame. There was a lot of cartoons when I was a kid that they very much were made to also make adults laugh, but that wasn't at the expense of kids. You know what I mean? Like, an adult could have watched Animaniacs and laughed his ass off. But it was still primarily aimed for kids. I feel like it's now the opposite, where these things are... So many of these fucking Cartoon Network cartoons about, like, lesbians and shit like that, they are aimed at fucking adults. But not even in a smart way. They're aimed at like emotionally stunted adults. It's not like a Simpsons or Rick and Morty or a Family Guy or something where it's, no, this is just adult cartoon. But no, it's like aimed at a fucking man-child that maybe a kid could also enjoy. Probably shouldn't, because again, what the fuck they usually are about. But somebody says, I love the like to dislike ratio on Arthur on racism. Talk, listen, and act for the official Arthur channel. Well, you know what? Maybe that's something we can check out, chat. Maybe that's something we'll check out. Okay, so Arthur on racism. Now, bear in mind, some of you are younger than me, and you fucking grew up with Arthur, I'm sure. And, you know, you were probably not a fucking popular kid, I imagine, if you grew up on Arthur. But you fucking loved it as a kid. And, so you maybe know a lot more about your Arthur lore than I do. It's from 2 months ago. Okay, so Arthur and other Arthur characters are talking about racism. Let's check this out, chat. Let's learn about racism, shall we? Alright. Windows capture. Okay. So we're going to learn about racism, chat. Are you ready? Are you ready? I'm ready. That is quite the like to dislike ratio. Let's up that out a little bit. Are there comments? Comments are turned off. That's a shame. I wanted to leave some positive feedback when we were done. But let's go ahead and check this out, shall we?
And now, a message from Arthur.
I gotta call Buster.
Hey, Arthur.
Hey, Buster. Did you see that video?
Yeah, I just watched it. It was awful. I can't believe someone would be hurt like that just because they're black.
Racism is so unfair.
I'm sorry. I know I'm overthinking it. What does being black mean in this world? In this world of rabbits and hamsters? In the world of sentient rabbits and hamsters. I'm sorry, what is black? Is that like when you have black fur? Is Arthur brown? Is he fucking Mexican or? Right away. Oh, okay. So Arthur and Buster. And by the way, I gotta say, I knew Buster Bunny. Buster Bunny was a friend of mine, and you, sir, are no Buster Bunny. But Arthur and Buster apparently watched a video where some black anthropomorphic animal, whatever the fuck that means, was apparently beaten up, I guess. Boy, we are off to a bang-up start. Oh, this was a good suggestion. I'm having fun.
Fair. No one should ever judge someone by the color of their skin.
But how could it happen here?
I know I'm overthinking it. You are all covered in fur. Nobody can judge you for the color of your skin. I know, but like, oh. Somebody in the chat asked, are black people gorillas in this universe? I disavow. I disavow. Wasn't... Aren't black people zebras in My Little Pony? Like, somebody told me, like, there's black people in My Little Pony and they're zebras, because zebras are from Africa. That's actually clever. Like, oh. So he says the rabbit got in trouble for dying as for black. Is that real? Did that really happen in that show? They had like a gay wedding in this show at some point. I remember everyone talking about that at one point. Because you know what the cartoon for literal fucking babies needs? Butt sex.
In Elwood City, right outside the Sugar Bowl.
Buster, it happens everywhere. I was talking to Mrs. McGrady the other day. She said there's a really long history of black people not being treated fairly in this country.
It has to stop.
We have...
Again, I can't... Black people not being treated fairly in this country. I'm sorry, the country run by hamsters and bunnies don't treat black people very... Well, how do you treat white people? I mean, because neither one of you are white people, okay? You're a fucking bunny and a hamster. Hell, only one of you has white fur. Oh.
To do something.
Yeah. But what can we do? I mean, I'm 8. I can't even fry an egg on my own.
This is very shitty animation. Very... Is this done in Flash? Like, I joked about things being done in Flash, but I know there were some actual cartoons, like, on actual TV that they fucking, like, were super cheap and they get in fucking Flash. Like, is this done in Flash? It looks like it.
I don't know. Maybe Mrs. McGrady can give us some ideas. Hold on.
Hello, boys.
I told you not to call me at home anymore. I'm not on the clock. Leave me alone. How did you get this number?
So glad you reached out to me. Yes, I saw the video too.
Is she supposed to be black? I'm not trying to be a dick here. I'm just trying to understand how this world works. She kind of sounds black. And I don't know. I'm getting a bit of a black vibe off this hamster lady. So I don't know. Is she supposed to be black? Is that how the world works? Or just some of these anthropomorphic animals are black and some aren't? I'm not sure how they know. That's my question.
And let me tell you, it made my blood boil.
Me too.
It also made me scared. I mean, this happened in our neighborhood.
It is scary, Buster. But you should know that a lot of grown-ups are fighting racism and working hard to keep us all.
And then their parents came in and asked this woman, like, why are you talking to my 8-year-old child in his bedroom? God. I'm sorry. There's no way in fucking hell I let an 8-year-old kid of mine have an unsupervised computer in his room. Are you fucking kidding me? No, we'll have a computer in the family room where I can see what the fuck you're looking at. And look, I know that he's going to get to a certain age where he's going to sneak down there in the middle of the night. He's probably going to look up shit that he shouldn't be looking up. I know. I'm not dumb. All right? But I can at least make it hard for him. I'm not just going to give him the unfiltered fucking access in his room.
Safe.
Why does this keep happening, Mrs. McGrady?
Well, racism is like a disease. If you don't treat it, it's just going to get worse.
Wait, if racism is a disease, can I get it?
Buster, don't worry. This isn't about you.
Yeah, stop making everything about you, you fucking white person over here. Making everything, I guess. Fucking whitey over here. Making everything about him.
Actually, it is. It's about all of us. It's not enough to just say, I'm not racist. It's not my problem. We have to actively fight against racism. As my friend John Lewis once said, if you see something that is not right, not fair, not just, you have a moral obligation to do something about it.
Hey, look, fucking whitey, all right, we are trying to have a serious conversation about racism over here. Can you stop shoving your fucking rabbit face? Honestly, it's disrespectful to this hamster of color over here.
So, what can we do?
Well, one of the most important things is what you're doing right now.
Eating carrot sticks?
I mean, talking about it. Talk about racism with your friends. your parents, your teachers.
I don't know. Every time I try to talk about it, YouTube fucking gives me a strike. So I don't know if that's going to pan out.
Don't be afraid to ask questions. We all have a lot to learn about this issue. Also, listen. Listen to people who have experienced racism firsthand. Imagine what it would be like if it happened to you or someone you love. And finally, act. When you see or hear of someone being treated unfairly, stand up for them. Say something. It might be scary, but I guarantee you it's better for everyone, and it's the right thing to do.
Wow! You've really inspired me.
Yeah, thank you, Mrs. McGrady.
I'm going to talk with my parents about this right now. Hey, Mom!
Me too. Bye.
Whoa, that's it. I was just getting going. Remember, kids, talk, listen, and act. If we work together, we can make a difference. And eat those carrots, too.
Cool. I'm never... Oh my god. Oh my god! John Lewis a fucking hamster? Oh god. That's amazing. That's so fucking tone deaf. Oh, crazy. Oh god. Oh my god, it's like something somebody would do on DeviantArt. Oh. Oh god. Look at his lips. That's amazing. Oh god, look at that. Oh, oh, it's so badly drawn. It looks like some DeviantArt shit. Oh, I wasn't expecting that. Who suggested this? Thank you. This was amazing. Oh god. Oh. Oh. I think in fucking hell they made John Lewis look at this and be like, here's your legacy, fucker. Oh. Oh. Oh god. That's right, chat. This is some OC. So was I right? Are the hipsters black? Are they the black people? Oh. Oh god. That was amazing. Oh. Oh. Whew. Oh. Are there any other surprises? We got a few seconds left. Is there a Ruth Bader Ginsburg as a bunny or something? Can we? Nah, she'd be a rat.
Explore more with Arthur on the PBS Kids video app.
That was amazing. Oh. Oh god. That was amazing. I don't know. Hang on. Hang on, wait. Arthur Ruth Bader Ginsburg? No, we don't have any Arthur cartoons. It's a bunch of Ruth Bader Ginsburg shit. Oh, God. I'd love to see her as a fucking rat. That's right, yeah. Ruth Badger Ginsburg. Exactly. Oh, my God. That was amazing. Somebody fucking drew that. It was like, oh, this will honor the legacy. Oh, God damn. Oh, God. Christian says, I'm one of the few right-wingers that actually like the concept of public TV and public radio, but it's become such a joke. I saw something the other day. It was advertised on Facebook. Pardon me. Because, HBO bought all the Sesame Street characters a few years ago. And what's funny about that is, back before he died even, Jim Henson wanted to sell the Muppets to Disney because he thought, Disney wasn't pure fucking evil at the time. And he thought this corporation would be able to preserve and keep my creations alive long after I'm passed. And the reason that deal actually never fully went through until well after Jim's death is because Disney really, really wanted to get their hands on the Sesame Street characters as well. And Jim had said, no, I just want to sell you the Muppets and the rest of the Jim Henson, I guess like Fraggle Rocket shit. I don't fucking know, but I know the Muppets. I don't want to say the Sesame Street characters. Jim Henson viewed that as a real act of charity he had done. He actually was trying to get away from children's stuff, and he thought the Muppets could, and rightfully so, appeal more to adults than they were given credit for, so he didn't want to be seen as the kids' stuff entirely. So he didn't initially want to make stuff for Sesame Street. He was just very impressed with what they were trying to do. Teach poor kids to read and shit because their mom's all fucking cracked out or whatever. So many poor kids are just stuck in front of the fucking TV because their parents either don't give a shit or they're working too much to really watch them. Probably shouldn't have had the fucking kid in the first place, but that's neither here nor there. Poor kids here. Got to do something with them. And, be nice if the kid was actually learning something from the TV. Okay, fine. It's a noble idea. I say all that to say, you probably hook a generator up to Jim Henson's grave now when you look at how brutally commercialized Sesame Street has become has become under HBO. And to be fair, a lot well after Jim's death, it was getting there. Frankly, you talk about Elmo, but Elmo was the first of Sesame Street to becoming a real fucking merchandising powerhouse. If you're my age, you may remember from the mid-90s the Tickle Me Elmo doll that people were knife fighting each other in the parking lot for the one Christmas season to get their little brat. But yeah, HBO recently gave Elmo a fucking late night talk show, but it's not too late because Elmo has a bedtime. But it's that typical, old Tonight Show kind of formula that, is dead now because nobody in Hollywood is funny. Mr. Bones asks, quick question about the message. So if 1% of the squirrels had 99% of the currency in media, can we talk about it in the Arthur world? Or are some animals more equal than others? I don't know. But okay, Christian says I need to watch an Elmo racism PSA. By the way, I wasn't a little kid when Elmo was around. I was a kid. This would have been mid-90s. So I would have been a kid, if not a tween, when Elmo first came out. But I thought the fucker was always creepy. First of all, he talks in the third person. It's like, what are you, Dr. Doom? But yeah, I always thought Elmo just seemed fucking creepy. Elmo racism. Okay, so we got Elmo, Sesame Street explains Black Lives Matter. Okay, so we got Elmo, Sesame Street explains Black Lives Matter. Okay, so we got Elmo, Sesame Street explains Black Lives Matter. Okay, so we got Elmo, Sesame Street explains Black Lives Matter. Okay, so we got Elmo, Sesame Street explains Black Lives Matter. you're not even human. What do you care? Like, honestly, if you were Elmo and you were some sort of whatever the fuck, I guess they were called monsters, like Cookie Monsters. So you're this little fucking red creature. Wouldn't like black and white people argue it just seem like nonsense to you? Wouldn't it be like in Star Trek with the aliens with the half black and half white faces? Like he's like Elmo's like, to be honest, I can barely tell you humans apart. So I keep getting them mixed up. Which ones are the ones that rob your house? Which ones run the media? I don't know. I'm just a simple little red monster. Pardon me. But yeah, we're gonna watch Elmo teach us about racism.
Daddy, Elmo doesn't understand. What's happening?
Elmo has a dad, apparently, which is something many of the Black Lives Matter protesters don't understand.
Why are all these people together?
Oh,
Uh-oh.
well, they're gathering together to protest.
Here we go.
Protest? Elmo doesn't understand. What's a protest?
Oh, a protest is when people come together to show they are upset and disagree about something. They want to make others aware of the problem. Through protesting, people are able to share their feelings and work together to make things better. They make signs like this.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm bringing this sign to the protest at the community center later.
Oh. Well, they look upset. Are the protesters sad?
They are sad.
That is awful fucking green screen. This was on CNN? Why was this on CNN? Is this the fucking maturity level of the average CNN viewer at this point?
And upset. And they have every right to be, Elmo. People are upset because racism is a huge problem in our country.
Racism? What's that?
Oh, racism is when people treat other people unfairly because of the way they look or the color of their skin.
The color of their skin? Oh, Elmo doesn't understand, Daddy. Elmo has friends with different types of skin. Oh,
This is actually kind of almost uncomfortable and awkward. It's so bad. Wow. This is fucking awful. Like 20, 30 years ago, Sesame Street would do something where there'd be like a bunch of red monsters and one blue monster wants to play with them, and it's like, no, you can't play with us because your fur is blue, and somebody would come around and go, oh, you shouldn't treat them differently because of that. You should accept people. And everybody would hug or something. It wouldn't be just like, yeah, there's people burning down your cities, and you should be happy with that.
and fur, too. Black, brown, pink, purple.
I know, Elmo, but not all streets are like Sesame Street. I mean, on Sesame Street, we all love and respect one another. Across the country, people of color, especially in the black community, are being treated unfairly because of how they look, their culture, race, and who they are. What we are seeing is people saying enough is enough. They want to end racism.
Why does Elmo's dad sound black?
No. Elmo wants to end racism too. Elmo wants everybody to be treated fairly. What can Elmo do, Daddy? How can Elmo support his friends?
Oh, well, we can
Elmo's so
start
fucking
by
creepy.
learning and talking about what is happening and take action. And you know, Elmo, we have some friends that can help.
Oh, it's ringing.
Hi, Elmo. Hi, Louie.
Greetings.
Hi,
Good to see
Elmo.
you
Hi,
two.
Louie.
Hi.
Hi, Mr. Van and Miss Erica. Boy, Elmo's so glad that you're here.
How do you do okay, like, I know these two are fucking garbage and all, but like, I just want you to imagine for a second. Imagine you're on a news network, right? and you take yourself seriously, and you're fucking, you know, you're, let's say you're Tucker. Okay, let's say you're Tucker, because we all like Tucker over here, right? And let's say they sat down with Tucker, and they're like, Tucker, you have to talk to this fucking sock with googly eyes on it about racism. And he'd be like, why the fuck would I do that? Like, this is a segment aimed at 1-year-olds, and no 1-year-old should be watching my show at 9 o'clock at night. So why the fuck would I do that? I'm not going to do that. Well, no, it's important. It'd just be like, no, I'm not. Or let's say it was something he cared about. I don't know. Say, you know, I don't know. Just take anybody. Like, say we're going to take some Hannity. Hannity always loves to beat the pro-life drum, that's for sure. So Hannity, you have to sit down and talk to a fucking sock with googly eyes sewn onto it about abortion. And, you know, you'd probably be like, no, I'm not going to do that. You know, like, I'm not going to do that on my show that is for adults on a news network. It'd be one thing if these people came on to Sesame Street, which would... Never mind that. But it's like if these fucking two idiots came on to Sesame Street, right? And they're like, yeah, we're news people. We're going to tell you about what's going on with racism in the news. But no, you're bringing the Sesame Street characters onto fucking CNN. Onto what is ostensibly, on paper at least, to quote the King of Canada, on paper is supposed to be a fucking news network for grown-ass fucking people to get the news. So again, aside from the just absolute shitty propaganda here, like, just put yourselves in in these people's shoes. Would you do this? Would you do this on your supposedly serious... And it's not even like it's a lighter thing. It's not even like... I don't know. What's an example? It would... Like... It's not like if fucking... What's the guy that had all the puppets? The recent comedian that had all the puppets. Like, he had Peanut and Walter and Ahmed the terrorist. He was a ventriloquist comedian. Had all the puppets. I'm blanking on his name. Jeff Dunham. Like, let's say if Jeff Dunham came on the 5, you know what I mean? He's got his fucking puppet. It'd be one thing if, like, Greg Gutfeld is, like, you know, joking with the puppet, talking like the puppet. You know, that's one thing. But it's like, you are on your show for grown-ass adults talking in baby talk to a puppet that is meant to teach fucking 3-year-olds to count. How is that not demeaning? Like, would you not, chat, am I wrong here? Would you not be like, I'm not doing that. I'm not going, if you were in their position, and let's say, let's take the leftist propaganda out of it, right? Let's say it's the kind of bullshit propaganda that you like, that you're pushing right now. Whatever it is, whatever your pet issue is, right? It's your favorite fucking pet issue, right? And you are on a news network fighting your good fight for your political cause, right? And they're like, okay, now on the next segment, you're going to make baby talk to a sock with googly eyes sewn onto it. And when you look at the producer and be like, no, I'm not going to do that. And, you know, these motherfuckers have money, okay? It ain't like when I go to my job at the box factory and they stick me on a machine I don't like. I can't be like, well, I don't want to do that. Boss will be like, tough shit, you're going to do it. And I need my job, so I'm going to fucking do it. But, like, these people got money, okay? These people don't. They can fuck off. You know what I mean? So, yeah, I kind of feel like I'd be like, no, I'm not going to do this. I'm not going... This isn't even childish. This isn't even... It's not even a kid's character. You know what I mean? You're not talking to Bugs Bunny or something. You know what I mean? You are talking to something aimed at literal fucking babies. How is that not demeaning to you? How do these two people... like, not feel so fucking demeaned right now? I'm not saying you can't be lighthearted, you can't have a good time, you can't laugh and joke and all. But again, somebody in the chat brings up Triumph the Insult Comic Dog. There's a difference between being on Triumph the Insult Comic Dog, you know what I mean? Or fucking making baby talk to Elmo. I feel like there's a difference there, chat. And I feel like one of those I'd be willing to do, any other I wouldn't. I'm not getting through the rest of this. This is uncomfortable. It's just uncomfortable. Ugh. Alright. John Steele wanted to call in, so I'm going to outright call him on Skype because I don't feel like setting up a hangout. So we're going to outright call John Steele on Skype. And we have the audio sharing, so it should work out okay. But wait. Of course, I forgot. Hang on a second, chat. Boomer Beckloff, I forgot. That every time I unplug or plug my mic back in, or every time I restart Skype, Skype decides that it wants to make my microphone also my speakers. So, hang on one second. All right, so we're calling John Steele. All right, John Steele, what's on your mind? You there? Can't really hear you. I don't think the problem's on my end. I think that's on your end this time. Chat? So okay, you know what? Fuck it. Skype's being gay. I'll just set it up and hang out. All right, chat, can you hear me now? Let's see. Hang on a second. Technical difficulties. Yes, chat, I see that the mic is soft. Hang on a second. Alrighty. Test. It's still super soft. Hang on a second. Yes, chat. I know. I'm working on it. All right, get off my dick. John, hang on a second. We're working on something here. Yes, chat. I am working on it. Jesus, get off my dick. Okay, hang on. Hang on there, chat. Alrighty. History. Alright, that should do it. Okay, sorry about that. For some reason, the settings on my microphone fucking reverted to like nothing. All right. Hang on. on, chat. Bear with me. Technical difficulties. We're sorting them out live. Alrighty. Okay. All right. All right. John, you there? We can hear you. We can hear you fine. Yes, for some reason, as I was trying to fix the settings in Skype on my microphone, it messed with the settings on my computer on my microphone. I had to go back in the sound. But yes, Boomer Tech Hour. Well, I figure if that kind of tech level is good enough for CNN, then why should I complain? Oh, is that like with the Joker and Elsa and Spider-Man and shit stuff? Oh. Oh, shit.
Level, like, I'm really feeling uncomfortable about this. And I was just thinking, like, what would that do to a child's mind? And I'm just feeling like this was MK Ultra shit. Anyway, I was getting a very similar vibe from Elmo.
Well, I've always gotten that vibe from Elmo, but you combine it with the awkward fucking green screen going on, and then I just the whole, and then again, once they bring in the actual quote unquote, and I stress that quote unquote journalists, I'm just immediately like, what? Why would you agree to this? Why would you do that? Like, okay, so you are this supposed journalist who's supposedly fighting the good. Again, I would ask you, John, imagine you're on a news network. Take the left or right aspect out of it, right? You're on a news network. You have a news show where you are pushing your views, right? And then tomorrow your producer's like, okay, John, so for the next segment, you're going to make baby talk to a sock with googly eyes sewn onto it. I'd just be like, no, I'm actually not going to do that. That is not a thing that's going to happen. Now, whether or not you fire me or something, I suppose is up to you, but that's not a thing that's going to happen.
Well, in fairness to the journalists, like I'm saying that it was probably, the negotiation process was probably a little more complicated. They probably approached them and said, look, you're going to talk to the sock puppet and read this script, or we're going to release the video of you on Epstein Island.
Yeah, so, I guess, yeah, nobody has video footage of me fucking a baby to death, so.
Right, so it's easy for you to be on your high horse because they don't have that on you. You know, I mean, the worst that can happen to you is they fire you. I mean, if they got video of you, I'm not going to repeat what you just said.
I guess that puts you in a whole different bargaining position.
That's a whole different mindset. You got to put yourself in their shoes. You know, and that's what it is. But speaking of that, you know, I don't know if you've heard the news. I believe it was yesterday. I don't know if you ever have to. I have to use Zoom for work. I have ever since this COVID thing. And let's be honest, we've all jacked off during Zoom meetings. So I think that this Tubin guy is, you know, just a victim of circumstance.
He pulled a DSP. Yes, one of the CNN contributors, I guess, just whipped out his dick in the middle of a Zoom meeting. I guess he thought his camera was off. I hope he thought his camera was off.
Yeah, maybe
he pulled a DSP on us.
And it wasn't. He wasn't just. It wasn't like he just had his dick out. He was being animated with. I'm not sure how we could talk about it on your.
He was taking himself to Pound Town, was he?
Yeah, he was you know, he was choking the chicken.
Well, you
popping
know,
the
not
bologna,
all stroke jobs are created equal. You know, sometimes you're
Not-
just trying to get the poison out, but sometimes, you know, it's one of those days where you got the place to yourself. You know, you got a nice quiet afternoon. You're really gonna fucking beat that shit like it's late on its rent money.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's like you ever heard the Chris Rock stand up about when you're getting your good jerk on?
Yes.
It's not the kind of jerk where someone's in the next room.
Yeah,
You know, like
you got the place to yourself kind of jerk.
yeah, you know, I mean, the kind of jerk when you were a teenager. You got, you know, your mother's knocking on the door. What are you doing? I'm combing my hair. You know, I'm talking getting your good jerk on. But what was the kind of funny little thing about this was the reason for this Zoom call was it was a mock preparation for the debate tomorrow night or Thursday night.
Was that going to be one of the questions? What do you think of this?
So they were all supposed to be playing the what if roles if you know whatever or something.
Well, that's a hell of a what if. What if the moderator pulls his dick out? It's been a crazy year though. I ain't rolling it out.
Yeah, 2020 is actually 2020 has been a really shit year for me personally too. I'm not even going to get into it, but is there anybody out there that 2020 has been a good year for? I mean, I don't know. I guess maybe whoever won the lotto or something. Maybe I don't know. But other than that, I mean,
good God, can you imagine winning the lotto in lockdown when you can't buy a house or buy anything or do anything? It's like, here's $300 million for you to sit in your apartment with and hope one day the world stops ending.
that would that's kind of like winning the lotto and then like you know finding out there's an asteroid heading to Earth.
I mean, I guess you could buy some shit on Amazon, but other than that, what the fuck were you gonna do with it?
Yeah, I don't know. Just like be like a Charlie Sheen and just order hookers and blow to your apartment. I don't know.
Oh. Yeah, I heard the guy got caught jacking off. Again, it's just these people are fucking. My God.
Well, I don't know if the people in the chat has everyone heard about this. Like, you know, because it was funny. I have every Tuesday I have a business. I won't get into the details of it, but I was like, you know, I said it in really serious voice like before we started. I said, gentlemen, I just want to make sure that everybody has their pants up before we begin.
Well, I mean, I don't have pants on now, but that's
right. Actually, one of the guys said that as a joke. I'm not. He goes, I'm not even wearing pants. So
I mean, I'm not really big on jacking off at work either. So
yeah, well, that's a weird thing. I mean, somebody was joking about like if he was on Zoom calls are not exactly. I mean, I don't know who he's on the Zoom call with. Like maybe some of these bitches on these shows are pretty hot. So maybe it was like there was this. You know, talking head, this one of the fine chicks. I don't know what is he on CNN? This guy, is he a CNN?
I know he's on CNN. I don't
CNN.
think he like works for. He's one of the contributors, I guess they call it.
Yeah, he works for the New Yorker, and he's a paid contributor for CNN. So the CNN couldn't quote unquote fire him because he just is paid to come on, but he was actually suspended, whatever the fuck that means, from the New Yorker. And I guess they couldn't keep the story under wraps, no pun intended. And
I wonder if it's on Pornhub.
I don't know.
Every time one of these people get their dick out or something, people just jokingly put it on. Like you can find DSPs on Pornhub. You can find like cranking one out for gout awareness on fucking Pornhub.
Frank, I don't. I really don't want to watch this old man fucking jerking off.
Old man fucks his career.
Yeah, old man. Yeah, literally. Yeah, he fucked his career. I mean, yeah, how's he gonna come back from that? I don't know, but I don't know. Have you followed the Hunter Biden thing at all?
We talked about it a little bit earlier. It's amazing how they're trying to cover it up. I mean, I don't necessarily think that it's working. I think there's more leaks in the dams than there's thumbs to plug them right now. But that said, I don't know, man. I know a lot of the boomers only fucking watch TV, and they're not going to see it on the TV box, maybe briefly mentioned on Fox News or something. So I don't know, man. It's honestly one of those things where it's like yet another reason that if Trump wins and if the Republicans, stay in power, that they need to bring these companies to heel. Because the real scandal here is not even the mainstream news, but look at how social media is fucking silencing it or trying to.
Yeah, but I mean, let's be honest. Who hasn't smoked crack and walked around and showed naked pictures to underage girls? I mean,
Yeah, who hasn't done coke off a 10-year-old's butt? I mean, yeah, come on. It's just, it's a Tuesday. You're bored.
Yeah, it was a Tuesday. I mean, the COVID thing. I was locked in.
I mean, it's amazing. This guy's backstory is fun. The more you learn about it. So he banged so I guess his brother died, and he banged his brother's widow, and then cheated on her with a hooker. Or no, I'm sorry, a stripper. Very different things. LOL. He cheated on her with a stripper, got the stripper pregnant, and then made the stripper take him to court to get child support and shit like this, and all while just high as fucking balls.
Is he the one with the custom dildo request?
Oh yes, he did do the. Oh my god,
that was him. That was his
yeah,
same.
And he I think I heard in one of the pictures he's on it. He's with a dude or something.
Oh no, really?
Well, I mean, I don't know if you knew this, John, but you tend to not have the best judgment when you're on crack cocaine. I don't know if you knew that. So you might be a generally heterosexual man who's I'd never suck a dick. But when you're on crack cocaine, all bets are kind of off on what the fuck you do. So
this is your mouth. This is your mouth on crack.
Things seem like a good idea on crack cocaine. That once you sober up, you're I don't know why I did that.
Another reason to say no to drugs.
It's not like weed. Weed makes you do weird things in the kitchen. I'm going to put cheese on this Pop-Tart. That's what weed makes you do, okay? But, crack cocaine, next thing you know.
Jesus. So, all right. Yeah. So he's really, this guy's really out of control. But, I mean, that's the salacious part. So that's pretty much impossible to cover up because there's too many tabloid people that are going to jump on that. But the real story is actually how the money that he was funneling to his father through his father making the deal in China and with the Ukrainian thing where he insisted that his son be appointed to the board and that they fire their equivalent of a district attorney and all that kind of stuff. But that stuff's too complicated.
I think the real question here, though, John. Now, we're getting philosophical here. If you have a dildo made that's a replica of your own erect penis, and you shove that dildo up your own ass, is that even gay? I mean, well, hear me out. You wouldn't give another man a hand job, right? But you give yourself a hand job every day, and you don't view that as gay. So I'm just saying, devil's advocate here. Is that even gay? I mean, you get into some weird territory. I just wonder, is that even gay? It's not something I recommend. It's not particularly anything I want to try. But is that even gay at that point? That's all I'm saying.
Well, you accuse me of being philosophical. I think that's one. I don't know if Aristotle could figure that one out.
That's a sound of one hand clapping kind of thing, right?
Yeah, right. Yeah, because the other one is busy doing something else.
Yeah. So is it? I mean, basically, it's the. I mean, I guess what it was he was high on crack, and someone told him to go fuck himself, and he figured out a way to do it. That's.
Well, I got to give him points for creativity. So there you go. I don't know. But yeah. Anyway, this is the state of politics in the USA right now. Are you doing anything for the election night?
I don't know. I don't know if I'll be off, to be honest. Right now I'm doing physical therapies Tuesdays and Thursdays, which sort of leaves me kind of at home. I'm not really necessarily feeling up for going to work afterwards. I don't know. Maybe if I'm home, I'll probably do something. If I am off, I'm not going to If I'm still doing physical therapy, I will probably do something. Like I'll probably do something for the debate Thursday. Just, I'll watch.
I don't know. I don't know if I ain't gonna bother watching the debates because I heard they put all these rules in it now.
Supposedly
these new rules.
they're gonna mute mics when it's not somebody's turn. Which
yeah,
I mean, I'm
they've
not
also-
in theory opposed to, but it's obviously something they can. Are we ever going to unmute Mike's Trump's mic? Obviously that's something they can abuse the fuck out of. So who knows?
Yeah. So and also didn't they say like certain questions are you can't ask certain questions, and aren't every one of the quote unquote moderators are all like diehard Democrats.
Yeah,
so,
where the fuck stick Hannity? Like, okay, fine, you got a Democrat in there. That's fair enough. Stick fucking Hannity in there. Stick fucking Rush in there. Let him have one last hurrah before he croaks.
I would love to have Tucker in there because he'd give it to both of them.
Yeah, stick fucking Tucker in there. Like, it's fine. You want to put a fucking lefty in there? Put a lefty in there. Fair's fair. But stick a right winger in there. And not some bow tie wearing faggot that, used to contribute for, oh God, the National Review or something. No, an actual fucking right winger, all right?
No, yeah, not Bill Kristol or George Will or something like that.
Yeah, George Will was the one I was thinking of. Yeah, let's not put George Will in there, okay? I don't want to see George Will.
Well, actually,
George
he
Will always
resigned.
sits like he's sitting on his own replica. You know what I'm saying?
Talk about a guy that has a dick up his ass. Yeah, he actually resigned from the Republican Party when Trump got the nomination.
You know what's funny? Remember Charles Krauthammer? I literally didn't know. Remember Charles Krauthammer? I literally didn't know he was in a wheelchair for the longest time. I really just thought he sat like that. Like he looked all like stiff.
A lot of people
and,
did, yeah.
I just figured he was just kind of, because he was kind of an asshole. And I just figured that's just how he sat, because he was just an uptight asshole. Like, I literally never thought anything of the weird fucking posture he always had. And then it's like one day I see him in a wheelchair. It's like, oh, okay. I thought he just had a fucking replica up his ass.
Yeah, and he'd been like that. He had been paralyzed since he was in his early 20s.
Yeah, he'd been like that forever.
Yeah, he did it when he, I don't know if you know the backstory. Him and a friend of his, they were in med school at Harvard.
I think, or something.
Yeah, and they cut class to go swimming. And went off the diving board and cracked his head.
Yeah, I actually think I found out after he died, because Fox News did this big thing on his life and all. And I was like, oh, he was in a wheelchair? I didn't even know.
Yeah. I mean, he's dead, so I'm not going to, say anything bad about him, but I wasn't a fan of him.
I will. I'll say bad things about him. Fuck him. Fuck you. You know what? I'm glad you did. Fuck it. I'll say it. I'm glad you did. World's a better place without you, you piece of shit.
Hey, when does ACB get confirmed? Did they have the vote yet? When does that officially happen?
I don't know. I heard the funniest thing today. Somebody said that, they showed a picture of her family sitting behind her, and they were like, her family is bigger than a Biden rally. And it has more black people, too.
There was a funny meme where Kamala Harris, they had because Kamala Harris, she's a sitting senator, and where's she? I don't know what state. Is she California?
Oh, I think she was in California.
And she's asking a question like, "Who are you to be sitting on the Supreme Court or something like that?" I forget what exactly it was.
Yeah, the meme is like, "Well, I didn't suck anybody's dick to get here."
Yeah, I didn't suck anybody's dick to get my job. Because apparently Kamala Harris, that's how she got where she is by sucking dick. And she's only a quarter black anyway.
What a terrible fucking ticket they ran. Good Lord. It's a testament to the propaganda machine. They were able to even prop it up as much as they could.
Yeah, well, what's kind of funny, they chose Kamala Harris. She was one of the first to drop out because she was so unlikable in the, what do they call it, focus groups.
Well, Tulsi Gabbard fucking wrecked her shit.
Yeah.
just fucking wrecked her.
That's right. She gave her the knockout blow in that debate.
I've seen the meme where somebody shared had that clip on Pornhub, and it's like Samoan MILF wrecks half-breed chick.
Yeah, so I'm trying to think who they could have. They didn't really have, as I said before, they didn't have a deep bench. So
I still think Biden's one of the least electable motherfuckers they had, though. I mean, everyone's like Bernie wasn't electable, and I don't think Bernie would have beat Trump either. I don't think Biden will, but better fucking shot than Biden. I mean, look at the monstrous level of interference they've had to do to prop this idiot up. Like, I mean, at least Biden or Bernie has a fucking base of fans. And literally nobody likes Biden. That's the other thing that drives me nuts. If you have Biden sign in your yard, you're a fucking liar. You're a fucking liar. You don't like Biden. You hate Trump. Okay, fine.
You hate Trump, yeah.
You fucking orange man. Put a sign in your yard that says orange man bad. Be fucking honest about it. And look, I said this before. I voted for people that I hate because I hated the other guy before. I voted for John Kerry. I voted for Mitt Romney. Do you think I like either one of those motherfuckers? But you know what? I wasn't walking around with like a fucking Mitt Romney bumper sticker on my car or something like that. Or fucking John Kerry sign in the yard or something. Because it's stupid. Like, no, those guys suck. I just really hate the other guy.
Well, that's why no one shows up to any of their rallies.
Yeah, there's people that will vote against Trump. Nobody is going to vote for Joe Biden. Joe Biden won't vote for Joe Biden. Because Joe Biden doesn't know who Joe Biden is. All right.
Well, he doesn't know the difference between his sister and his wife.
Yeah, I mean, he might not vote for himself. He honestly might go into vote. Oh, Donald Trump, he's on that TV show. Like, I don't know with him. Like,
it's pretty sad.
I mean, it would be if he wasn't a piece of shit.
Well, I mean, the state of affairs right now is well. I mean, actually, what's kind of pissing me off though, like when the thing about the Hunter Biden's laptop was apparently like the FBI has had this thing for.
Yeah, the guy leaked it to the media because he knew the FBI was going to sit on it. And by the way, people are accusing, it's hacked. He hacked into it. Here's what happened: Hunter Biden took his laptop full of all sorts of incriminating bullshit to go get repaired. And then never picked it up because he's a stupid crackhead who forgets shit. After a while, the laptop legally reverted to the property of the repair shop because nobody paid him. At which point, he can legally do whatever the fuck he wants with it. So this whole, he stole this information, it's like, first of all, nobody ever complains stuff is hacked when it's a leak they like. So that's dishonest from the fucking get-go to complain about that. But it's not even accurate. That laptop was the property, the legal fucking property of the man who leaked it at the time he leaked it.
Well, and he didn't even leak it. He gave it to the feds.
He gave it to the feds, but then he did leak it to a bunch of other sources
when they didn't do anything.
Happened. Yeah.
After he made 5 copies and gave 4 of them to his friends just in case anything happened to him.
Yeah, give it to a lawyer in the event of my death. You know?
Well, no, apparently that's, according to Giuliani, that's what he did. And he's in an interview talking about it a few days ago, and the reporter laughs, and he goes, that's not funny. These are serious, dangerous people.
I mean, not wrong. You know, Hunter Biden's fucking business partner's in jail right now, and I'm going to come out and say it right now. He did not kill himself.
Right. Yeah, I'm still also wanting to know why that Maxwell woman. Why don't we hear anything more about that?
I don't know.
How long she been?
I sometimes wonder if stuff is quietly happening behind the scenes. You never know. I mean, I want to think it is, and it could very well be, but you just never know, man. I mean, in all fairness, the Trump administration, despite the defiance at times of things like the FBI and all, I mean, they have been quietly doing a good amount to shut down child traffickers, for example. So, I mean, obviously a great deal more could be done if the FBI and the media and the entire rest of the fucking government wasn't basically in on it, wasn't themselves probably fucking child trafficking. But he's managed to get some things done in that front, so... I mean, I'm not a QAnon guy by any stretch, but it is entirely possible there's more happening. I don't understand why they got Maxine in the first fucking place. Like, why did she come back? There was no reason for her to come back. It's very possible that there's stuff going on behind the scenes that's positive that we don't know about.
Yeah, I still think that she'll end up dead. Like, they're not going to try a suicide. They're going to say she was stabbed in the showers by someone that hates pedophiles or something like that. It'll be something like that. But there's no way she testifies.
We'll see. I mean, like I said, I certainly hope so. But I'm not going to sit here and hold my breath on it. But we'll see. All right. Well, I think I'm going to wrap this up because I've gone on for about an hour 45 minutes, and I do got some other stuff I want to do tonight before I go to bed. John Steele, thanks for calling in. Always entertaining.
Well, thanks for having me.
I know they tried to silence you. That's probably why my laptop's the sound went.
Yeah.
They were trying to silence it. They knew John Steele had dirt on Hunter Biden.
Yeah, they don't want me talking about it. But anyway, all right. So I'll let you go.
Good talking.
Good talking to you. Peace out.
All right, folks. If you enjoy the content I put out, do consider supporting the show. We got the PayPal.me/thebecloff and Streamlabs.com/thebecloff. You can send a donation when I'm not live, and I will see it when I am live and read your comment if you left a comment. And